Good afternoon to you.
We've got Daniel Peretz in the building, so now he's signed. Can you talk to us about him and what he brings to the squad that you and Johannes were keen to get in, please?
Obviously comes from a very big club. Has got there and then obviously had a number one that is very strong with Manuel Neuer, so obviously not that easy to put him to the bench, but quality goalkeeper. Very good profile, a complete goalkeeper who can do all bits and all parts of the game, and we are very excited to have him in the building.
He has got a good profile and he's an international goalkeeper. He hasn't played a lot of football this season, so is that a concern? Does he need time to get where he needs to be for you to pick him?
Well, he looks ready. We've seen many of his games, even the games then that he came playing without having a lot of rhythm. They look very good, so I'm happy to have him.
And on his situation and your other two senior goalkeepers, all three internationals, it's a very heavy goalkeeper squad in that regard. How much competition is he creating and pressure, or does he immediately become the number one?
Well, we obviously have the idea to have him playing minutes with him coming in the January window, and I think that just like you said, we have some very experienced senior goalkeepers in the building, so I think that he will add some quality.
Damian Downs has gone back to Germany. That's quite a sad story, really, how it hasn't worked out for him here in the last 6 months. When people ask you about what's gone wrong for Damian, how do you sum it up? Because I don't know if it's football, moving to England related, everything. I mean, it's a very sad situation for a young player.
It is, and sometimes it's very complex, and it's not that easy to just put that into one phrase. I think that Damian is an excellent character and an excellent football player. Sometimes you come into a different environment, and obviously every single one would have wished those months to look different, him in the first place, us as a club, obviously. Then we just now came to the point where he is not getting the amount of minutes that he needs and that he is craving for. So in the end, now coming into January, I think is the best option for everyone, for him to get started in Hamburg, and he's had his first training session already. I think that he's getting minutes on the weekend, and again, is an excellent football player. Sometimes it's just tough to find the exact reason. It just doesn't work out like you wish for.
Ross Stewart played a few minutes, surprised us all on the bench last week. How has he responded to that, and how is his general progress towards full fitness? Because obviously with Damian out the door, he becomes a little bit closer to the team again.
Yes. Well, first of all, we're very happy that he is back from his injury. It was not an easy first half of a season for him, but with the qualities that he has, obviously it's a different profile to Arma and to Cam, and we're very confident. He looked very good in training. Was exactly the right thing to have him play 10 minutes, and that was also what we've been speaking about before the game. Responded very well, and now I think that we can slightly look to increase his match involvements.
Been a very tough road for him. I mean, you stopped playing at a young age because of physical injury. He's had 3 years effectively of fighting this injury and supplementary injuries that came from it. How much do you have to do to give him the confidence to play to his maximum levels? Because if I was him after 3 years, in the back of your head, you'd be worried every time you go on the pitch.
Yes. I think there's no alternative to playing some minutes. I think the confidence comes from repetition and finding trust in your body. He's an excellent character, very optimistic, has lots of great energy. And then I do believe that it's just the minutes from the games, and then I think that he'll start going.
Got to ask you about, with Damian gone the January window still, you're obviously busy with Johannes and the team doing things. We know you need to make the squad smaller, but on the other side, do you need to bring someone in to replace Damian? Do you need another forward to boost you for this second half of the season?
Well, I try to see this a little bit more as like an overall picture of the squad, and as we said before, we have our eyes and ears open, and what we just need to make sure is that if we decide whatever position that is going to be in the end to bring somebody in, it needs to be spot on, and then we need to look at that very individually, player by player. If there's an opportunity that comes up, we need to evaluate that, but at the same time we have lots of trust in the squad and the boys that we have here, and yeah, then it's an evaluation case by case.
Just onto yourself, how much pressure are you feeling after 6 games without a win? You've not been in this microscope situation before of everyone looking at you because of results and bearing that responsibility. So how much pressure do you feel because of the run of games?
Well, I think that we have big ambitions as a football club, and we know that we need to make sure that the results come quickly if we want to play for something this season. At the same time, I think it was clear that the season is not going to be a one-way street, just going in one direction, and that's where the character shows in the end. In those moments when you have some minor dips, and we need to make sure that we get back to winning ways.
How much of the players and you, or maybe just the players, like spoken to each other about putting Middlesbrough to bed and not letting that happen again in the second half, and how whether they needed a moment to say things to each other, maybe to reset for this next set of games?
Yes, game is over. We can't change it anymore. Obviously, everyone was very disappointed, us as well as the fans, very understandably, and but it's done, and we need to look ahead for what's coming up. We have a big game in the cup, then we have 2 games that we play at home, and we just need to make sure that we turn things into our direction again.
And just last one on yourself, how much are you getting tired of people asking you about the formation you play and playing with 3 at the back, because there is always a counter argument to every argument.
Yeah.
You've won games scoring 5 goals in one half with 3 at the back, and you've lost games.
Yeah.
How much do you think that's just natural for people in football to do that, or how much does it annoy you that people don't see all sides of the sort of shape of it all?
No, it doesn't annoy me. It's natural. We all want this football club to win, and everyone has his own perspective on things. I think that our situation now is starting to change slightly, just with players coming back. And
Give you more options, you mean?
Yeah, to just make us more flexible. We have Elias now, who we can slowly start to increase minutes. We have Mats, who comes back in the next week. So this is our 2 natural fullbacks that we have that were just not available over the last 2 months. And what I try to say is that it always starts with the players first. It doesn't start with my idea of football, but it starts with the players. And I think with the options that are coming back, we just have the opportunity to become a little bit more flexible also in the shape that we play. That doesn't mean that we necessarily go directly into a back 4, but it just shows that we have the option. And I think that's going to help us moving forward.
Yeah, and you want that to be less predictable for the opposition as well, so they're not so easy for them to...
Yes, well, it's always a balance. Obviously, you need to find security in yourself and in a structure that you find for yourself, and at the other side, not to be too predictable in terms of what comes up. And that's always the balance for every single game that we need to find. I'm just very happy that we have the option now with 2 fullbacks coming back. And I think that the team every now and then might look a little bit different to what it has looked in the last weeks.
The FA Cup, does it mean much to you as a young German man? Or,
it does.
Yeah? You a fan?
Yes, I'm a fan of cup competitions in general. Obviously, I know about the history of Southampton. It's 50 years now, so a very special year that we go into. Cup is an excellent competition to play for something.
The trouble is, it's always, a lot of people see it now as in the way of the league campaign. But I think it's an opportunity when you've got a big squad, particularly surely, to actually get some players on the pitch.
Yeah, and to win a game of football. In the end, the cup is nice because you have a direct feedback after the game. It's nothing that you can compensate in the game after. It's that game and that game only. So we need to make sure that we are well prepared, that we go strong, and I think it's a beautiful competition.
Grant McCann may be only 45, but he's got hundreds of matches as a manager, 2 spells at Doncaster, and you've spent time in South Yorkshire, of course. So
Yes.
His team are struggling in League One. We know that they haven't won for 6 games either. So what sort of battle are you expecting from Doncaster on the day?
It's a good team, and to be fair, we've watched many of their games, and they have performed better than the results show. Team with big energy, especially from midfield coming up into the box. A team that likes to cross a lot, and it's going to be a big challenge for us.
You could do with a team crossing a lot to give your defenders practice at dealing with those crosses or cutting them out, because that's one of the things you've pointed at as a problem. Crosses, not only heading them away, but actually stopping the supply. Is that a big factor then in this cup game?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a big factor for us. I think that we have made some steps forward on that. If you take away Middlesbrough and just look at the 7 games before, there's not much that we conceded from open play. We need to make sure that on balls coming into the box, especially on set pieces, we are consistent on defending them, and that's going to be a big challenge for us going into the Doncaster game.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For 10:30, George. Tonda, can you just give us a